There are mountains that sleep beneath the sun, and mountains that remember the footsteps of God. This was one of them. It had waited in silence since Sinai, since thunder spoke and fire crowned the summit.
Bow.
The wind carried a familiar whisper again, the whisper of glory approaching. 3 men followed the rabbi up the narrow path, Peter, James, and John, their sandals scraping dust from ancient stone. They did not know that heaven was already waiting for them at the top. Every step upward was a departure from the noise of men to the stillness of eternity. The higher they climbed, the thinner the air became, and the thicker the presence of something unseen. The master said nothing. His gaze was fixed beyond the clouds, as if he could already see the invisible summit. Peter's heart pounded, part fear, part faith. He did not yet know that the mountain would become an altar, and they, the witnesses of a secret older than time itself. And then it happened. The air cracked. The sun dimmed. What was flesh became fire. What was man became light. His face shone brighter than the dawn, and his garments gleamed whiter than any earthly cloth could hold. Came from him, it was the light that revealed him. The disciples fell to their knees, shielding their eyes, for they saw not the carpenter of Nazareth, but the glory that spoke creation into being. And behold, he was not alone. 2 figures appeared in the brilliance, one bearing the tablets of stone, the other wrapped in the fire of heaven. Moses and Elijah, the law and the prophets, stood beside the Word made flesh. They spoke of his departure not as an end, but as a passage, the Exodus to come, not through the Red Sea, but through the cross. Time folded upon itself. The old met the new, and heaven bowed to the Lamb. Then the light trembled in the mountain once more. It began to shake. A cloud overshadowed them, thick as eternity, bright as judgment. And out of it came the voice, the same voice that shook Sinai, that once thundered over Jordan. This is my beloved Son. Listen to him. The words carved through their bones. The sound was not heard, it was felt. It was the roar of creation recognizing its maker. Then silence. No fire, no cloud. Only a man, the same gentle eyes, the same weathered hands, the light of eternity now veiled again in flesh. Peter's lips trembled. Lord, let us build 3 shelters. One for you, one for Moses, one for Elijah. But the voice of heaven had already spoken. There was no need to build monuments of stone, for glory had chosen to dwell in dust. They descended the mountain in silence. The path they took down was the same they had climbed. Yet everything had changed. The dust still clung to their feet. Something holy had settled upon their souls. The Master spoke softly. Tell no one of what you have seen until the Son of Man has risen from the dead. The words hung heavy as if glory itself was a secret too great for mortal tongues. Below, the world was already waiting, a world that did not see the light, a world still chained to the shadow. While the mountain beheld glory, the valley wrestled with demons. Heaven's revelation above, hell's resistance below. For every vision of light awakens a battle in the dark. He turned his face toward Jerusalem. The same light that had crowned him on the mountain would soon be hidden behind thorns. The same voice that declared his Son would be met with silence on the cross. But the mountain was not a memory. It was a promise. For the light that shone that day would one day break every tomb. Years later, John would write, "We beheld his glory, the glory of the one and only, full of grace and truth." And Peter, remembering that day, would say, "We were eyewitnesses of his majesty." The mountain did not keep the light. It followed them, followed humanity. For the glory that once shone above them was destined to live within them.